What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? I apologize that this video is a day late. I have been, lazy about it lately. So that is my sincerest apology. It's been harder and harder to get out to the range. It's not that I don't have ammo or anything like that. It's just that I've been incredibly busy lately. So my sincerest apologies for the day late video. But today we are talking about something extremely important. So listen up, listen one, listen all. Today we're talking about how to strip your gun and clean that dirty, nasty bolt. We'll see you on the other side. All right, first things first, before we mess around with these at all, before we touch anything, tear anything apart, clean anything, clear your weapon. Charging handle back, visual inspection. There is no round in the chamber. Okay. Let's drop that hammer. And now we can strip the thing. So, first things first, what are we gonna need? Obviously, we have our work surface here. I recommend something that you can easily see small parts on. Something, you know, one color. This is, of course, a white table, and my wife would be less than pleased with me if we didn't cover it with something. So what do we have here? Bam. Beautiful. We have our lovely Rudiment Arms work mat here. They do make these longer and larger as well. This is just this small one that I bought. This is all they had at the time, but I love it. It's fantastic, and thank you guys for supplying it. So, aside from your work surface, you're going to need a tiny hammer. I mean, a real hammer will work too, but, you know, tiny hammer does the trick in this case. We don't want to, you know, over whack anything. A pair of small needle nose pliers, and also a punch is also handy. Also, I have this lovely little bolt here, or bolt carrier group, I should say. This bolt is actually already clean. More or less, it's just my template for showing you guys what a nice clean bolt is going to look like. All right, so on a clean bolt here, I'm going to be able to rub it just about anywhere and find not a speck of dirt. My buddy Jesse cleaned this, and he did just a bang up job on it. He did a fantastic job on it, so it is flawlessly clean. Thank you, U.S. Army, for that. Mine will be close to that. So aside from our actual physical tools here, we are also going to want some Q-tips, a rag, or I actually use the blue shop towels. I find that they're really nice and resilient as well as absorbent, so I use those. And I also will grab some 30 cal patches for the actual rifle we'll be cleaning the barrel of today. But first of all, we are going to focus on the bolt carrier group, and then we'll move over to the receiver and the barrel. Okay, so there, we've got our kit mostly together here, everything we're going to need. The cleaner and oil that I'm using today are Hoppe's 9. You can use whatever you feel more comfortable with. I typically will actually use my Get Some 1000. I absolutely love that stuff, and I love it so much that I forgot to order more after I finished off the last bottle. So I recommend Get Some 1000. It's really nice for cleaning and lubing, kind of all in one spray bottle. It's relatively expensive, but it's like fantastic stuff. And it doesn't eat away rubber or anything like that. So that's pretty groovy. But the Hoppe's 9 is my backup, and that is what we are going to be utilizing today. So we'll take our lovely clean bolt here, set that aside. There's no cleaning that needs to be done on that guy. And, oh my god, pull out this guy. So if you've never stripped an AR pattern rifle before, it is like the most simple thing. Pin in the back right there is holding your receiver more or less together. So I'll pop that pin out. Your gun's gonna break right in half like that. Pull out your charging handle, and out comes your bolt carrier group. And pull the carrier group out. Leave the charging handle in place at first there. I am going to clean it. I'm going to pull it out. There's a couple little notches right there that have to find their home before it can come in or out. Just be aware of that so you're not just yanking on it backwards. And for now, we are just going to set the rest of the gun aside. We have got our bolt carrier group and our charging handle. I'm going to start on the charging handle. Got this thing. Okay, so let me show you what a dirty bolt looks like first of all here. Yeah, gross. And the reason I'm starting with this one in the 30 cal here is because it is definitely a dirty bolt, and I know that for a fact without even taking it out of the gun, because it has started light striking, which means that it's really freaking nasty in there. And that's just me being irresponsible with how frequently I clean the gun. I do need to clean it more often. I'm just so used to, not having to worry so much about it because I'm rocking the AK. But dirty Russian ammunition going through an AR pattern rifle is a little bit of a different, circumstance. So definitely clean your ARs like after every round. Strip them, clean them after every single shot. AKs, throw them in the mud, whatever. There's no bias here. I like both rifles. It's just, this one is a little more temperamental, that's all. All right. So first things first here, I'm gonna just start with the charging handle, just simply because it's gonna be the easiest to clean. I don't even know how. Oh yeah, it's definitely dirty. So yeah, you can see how nasty that is right there. So I'm actually gonna hit it with a little bit of cleaner first and let it sit for a sec. It's probably a lot of cleaner actually. Rub that on there. We're eventually gonna oil every moving part on this. Oh my god, yeah, okay. I know someone's screaming right now about how horrible this is. So in the meantime, I'm actually gonna I'm gonna let this sit for a minute or two, and I'm gonna strip the bolt carrier group here as well. Okay, so right here in the rear, just behind your gas key on the side of the bolt, is going to be this little retention pin right here. You're gonna wanna pop that guy out. So set that aside. You're gonna wanna, out the back there, is going to come
your actual firing pin.
So you can see that this thing is just freaking nasty. Yeah, it's pretty bad. So that's going to be why the light strikes. As dirt builds up on there, it just isn't coming forward with enough gusto to actually strike those primers. Now, our little key here is going to rotate, and we should be able to shake it out just like so. That is really gross. And then our bolt comes out as such, and as you can see by my fingers instantaneously getting nasty, yeah, bolt is nasty as well. We've got to pop the extractor off. So close, there we go. It pops out quite easily. I just pushed from the side that was pushed through a little more, just indicated that it had been pushed in from the other side, and this is under a bit of tension, so once this comes out, this would come off very easily. So just kind of hold it in place, pull out the little retention pin there, and then the whole extractor pops right off, just like that. So we've got our bolt taken down about as far as you're going to need to, almost as far as it can be, minus of course our lovely little plunger there. I'm not messing with that spring right now, just not interested. And give everything a spritz on both sides with the Hoppe's 9 gun cleaner here, and I'm going to let it sit for a bit. I'm going to give the charging handle a good scrub, and then we will clean all this stuff up. Do your best not to get any of the cleaner inside your gas key. I had a little bit on the rim there, but it's good now. You just don't want that extra pressure in there. You can clean your gas key, just don't put a bunch of cleaner or oil or anything inside of it. On the charging handle, you're going to notice that the most of the buildup is going to be here on the inside, on the underside, because when the gas is coming back through that gas impingement system and riding along your gas key, and your gas key is riding back along this channel here, so all this is getting the carbon buildup. So this is a lovely clean Q-tip. Give it a swipe both directions inside that channel, and you'll see it's quite nasty. So I'm gonna give that a good scrubbing real quick. Now there is a reason why I'm using these blue shop towels and not regular like paper towels. Paper towels are going to just shred in any of these metal parts. They're just more or less going to disintegrate, and they are going to leave a bunch of just debris and fuzzies and crap inside of your parts. which is much less than ideal, obviously. These shop towels, they're really nice. They hold up really well. They're very absorbent, and they're not going to leave a bunch of debris inside your parts as you're cleaning. Yuck. This is just inside the charging handle. Okay, so a little bit of crud in there. Not so bad. I'm just gonna get the corners, kind of get in here in my channels as best I can. For the most part, this should be about good. Let's see, get one more. Oof. Okay, I lied. Not good. Really bad. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, this would be this would certainly be returned to me to clean again, were I to turn it into someone. Okay. So clean-ish except for that side. So I'm just going to run one side on the inner channel here. Got a little tiny little bit there, but not too bad. We're pretty clean on that. I'm actually going to call that just about good here. Alright, we are grabbing a lovely new shop towel here, and I'm going to start with the bolt carrier itself. I'm going to leave the gas key in place. I don't need to take that off right now for cleaning. It should be fine. Yeah, this is going to be pretty straightforward. Just get your cloth in every groove you can, and any grooves you can't, use a Q-tip on it. But honestly, the shop towels are decent if you can kind of curl them and get them really kind of get them in there. Got to remember on the overhead as well. Oof, icky, icky, icky. Get inside the gas key, at least as far in as I can go with a Q-tip. Nice little black lint ring on there, so definitely clean that out to the best of your ability. But like I said, don't get any, don't put any oil or anything in there. Keep that dry. Wicked shiny now. So I'm actually going to call the carrier here good to go, pretty clean. Clean enough for my liking, and we are going to move on to the actual bolt. And the bolt is nasty. Just 100% just gross. This is not the color it is supposed to be. This one has, the bolt has a few smaller facets on it than most of the other pieces here, so this is definitely going to be Q-tip territory. So, kind of just give it a once over with the cloth on the outside there, and then get into all the tiny channels with the Q-tips. Squeaky, squeaky, squeaky. Yeah, obviously you can see that it's quite nasty on the inside there. Don't forget your bolt face. For those of you who don't know, this is your bolt face right here. This is where the back of the round sits and gets pushed in and extracted from. So make sure that's nice and clean as well. So you could definitely get most of this done without Q-tips, but yeah, these things are absolute lifesavers when it comes to these tiny little nooks and crannies. So that's our bolt done. The rest of this is kind of more or less just scrub. There's nothing crazy about any of it. Oh God, that's gross. Yeah, it's no surprise to me that this thing was light striking. It's absolutely filthy, absolutely disgusting. And this, for me, is lesson learned. Clean your gun, especially if you're not putting, brass or brass casings through it. If you're running, dirty Russian steel, clean it. Clean it after every time you use it, and not every 300 rounds or 400 rounds or however long it's been since I've cleaned it. Disgusting. Just don't forget, gents, always polish your knob. It's very important if it's gonna fire correctly. That's a very, very, very clean firing pin, and this is what you want it to look like. Not that previous horribleness. Clean, shiny, delicious, beautiful. That's what we want. So we're going to reassemble real quick. And reassembly is just going to be our extractor back on here. Get this guy in from the same direction it came out. Flush on both sides. And we're this pin right here, flush there, and flush there. There we go. Okay, so when you're putting your bolt back in the carrier, you have to pay attention to this orientation right here. This orientation right there, okay? So we've got our extractor right there, where it's gonna be throwing the rounds this way, and our plunger on the opposite side, where it's going to be actually whipping them away from it. And if you look down this channel here, there you go, you can see there's that hole in the bolt through which this retainer goes. This retainer here drops right into here. Boop-a-doop-a-boo. It's easier when you're not trying to show a camera. Okay, there we go, and then it just rotates 90 degrees, and you should have full motion on the bolt there. Lovely. Okay, now we're going to drop in our firing pin, the sharp side down, straight in through the back. Boom. Falls right into place. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. And then directly behind that, you're going to want to put our little retention pin here. You're going to want to go in the side that has a larger hole in it, right there. Going to go in right there, and then your other side looks like that. Very, very tiny hole. So this is going to actually, this is kind of funneled, so it's going to capture that pin and shove it into place. Well, make sure your firing pin is in a good position. And boom. We are in. Good to go on that. Okay, so just make sure you have full range of motion on your actual bolt here in the carrier, and make sure that when your bolt is all the way back, you can actually see your firing pin coming through. Hello, little silver firing pin right there coming through. And there's a little bit of motion there. So we're good. Bolt is rebuilt. All right, guys, so that is going to conclude part 1 of this gun cleaning video. Part 2 is going to be the actual rifle breakdown, the cleaning of the lower, the upper, and the barrel. So if you want to see that, click up here. I just figured I'd split it in two because it was becoming an extraordinarily long video. So if you do want to see the rest of this, i.e. part 2, right above me here is going to be a card for that, and there is going to be a link in the description as well if you're interested in that. So yeah, clean your guns, guys. Don't let them get that bad, because that could be a life or death situation, and if your gun light strikes, the bullet doesn't come out the end when you need it to, that's a death situation for you. So keep your stuff clean. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate all the interest. I appreciate all you new subs. I see you guys coming in. Thanks very much. I'll see you in the next one, or part 2, because part 2. Click it. Click it. Click all the other buttons too.